Hey everybody, it's Matt Fuhrer from Avid here once again at the Sundance Film Festival, the 40th edition, if you can believe that, of the film festival. We're here, as we always are, to talk to some incredible editors, filmmakers, even a director or two. One of those incredible editors is with us now from Lolla, the Lollapalooza story, Derek Boonstra. Derek, nice to see you.
Nice to be with you.
So obviously the title sort of tells you a little bit about the project, but tell me about what Lolla, the Lollapalooza story, is about.
Yeah, it's about the music festival, which is still going on to this day, but really we sort of focus on the formation of it, which is a really cool and interesting story that I didn't know about until I started working on this project. But it really was kind of the beginning of the alternative thing exploding and becoming mainstream, and the ethos that came along with that, and sort of the way that the corporate world ate it up a little bit.
And so how did you get this gig? Obviously, everybody wants to get on a project that's going to end up at Sundance. How did you find this project?
I've worked with with Brian and James at Fun Meter before on a different, I don't know if they were Fun Meter at that time, but on a different project. And so, yeah, I just got the call, and it sounded like a cool project. I'm a millennial, so I was immediately interested in working on something that has, tickles some neurons that haven't fired for a couple decades. And it was great. It was really, everybody on the project was really on point. Like, it was a kind of a big crew, amazing, phenomenal amounts of archival footage, which Veronica Brady and Dan Rascon had to wrangle, and Eric Dyer and Adam Helfgott, our sort of back-end post team, really had a monumental task in terms of just the sheer amount of footage that we had to pull into the system. But yeah, they killed it, and it was a lot of fun to work on.
So obviously with the docuseries, it's not so much about being on location anywhere. You can have a crew that's really scattered all over the place. Mm-hmm. Where were you based, and what was your basic editorial setup and workflow?
Yeah, I'm meeting a lot of the people on this project in 3 dimensions for the first time at this festival, because I was working from my home office in Burbank remotely on an Avid system somewhere that I also never saw in person. Which is just how a lot of projects are getting done these days. It was great. I just have my dialed in setup at home with 2 monitors. And what was the rest of the question?
Just the basic editorial workflow and the dailies process. I mean, being able to communicate with all these people during that time of production and post-production.
Well, there was really a lot of lead time on the archival ingestion for this one, because there's just so much to get in and organize before we even started. And then while we were going, we were just throwing a lot at the AEs and post department to say, hey, we need this Nirvana clip, or we need, it was just a constant stream that we were ingesting hours of footage every day into the system.
Had you ever met your AE before?
Yeah, I'd worked with Eric as well in the past, also remotely. So this is also my first time meeting him in person. He's great. He's just solid as a rock.
It's a whole new world with everyone being remote now. In terms of co-editors, I know this is a docu-series. I think you're showing 2 of the episodes here at Sundance. Other editors that you worked with and how you collaborated with them?
Yeah, Stacy and I were went through the bulk of the process. Stacy is a force of nature. She's really an amazing editor, and really her ethic is crazy, and just really passionate, really just laser focused on making the best thing. And she was I think she went to Lollapalooza. I was of the age where my friends' cool older siblings were going in the 90s, and I was kind of, I wished I could go, but she was actually at some of them, so it was cool to watch her experience it again in some ways. And then we had an editor named Lane Farnham who came in for a little bit and really helped us out as well. And yeah, it was a really collaborative process. We handed episodes back and forth, so we all kind of had some fingers in all of the episodes. Yeah.
Okay, and you had your screening this morning. I heard just people in line here on Park City talking about it. What did you have to do to get ready for being at Sundance, other than just being the editor on the project? Were there certain things you had to do to package up the stuff for screening here in Sundance?
Probably, but I didn't have to deal with it. I think they like a lot of Sundance projects, the DCP output had an error in it or something. So they were like scrambling till they were like, I hope it plays, at the auditorium. But it was last night actually, and it was great. It went off without a hitch and sounded great and looked great. So it worked well. But no, I don't have to. Fortunately, I don't have to deal with the online too much these days.
Yeah, well, you did your part up front. Just the most challenging aspect of it. I mean, obviously with a documentary style project, as you said earlier, going through archival footage, organizing all that material and building a narrative out of that can be pretty challenging. But whether it was that or something else, what was the most challenging aspect of Lolla for you?
Yeah, it's. I think that probably most people on this film would agree that the most challenging aspect was putting things on the cutting room floor, because there was just so much amazing footage that for runtime had to be left behind. So killing a lot of babies was the hardest part for everybody. There's a lot. Everybody has some things that they wish were in there that aren't in there. But the stuff that is in there is great, because it's such a treasure trove of material to work with. But really, the team was really well oiled, and Jordan Bogdanovich, the producer, was just super engaged with all of the processes. And the story was, they had a story like arcs for each episode, beat it out, or like what they thought it was going to be when we came in, and we stuck in terms of the broad strokes. We probably stuck to that pretty well throughout the process. So, we found some of it. We found it changed in the edit, as it always does. You never end up making the film that you think you're going to make at the beginning. I've never worked on a project that has turned out exactly the way you thought it was going to when you started working on it. But, I think that the heart of what they were going for, I think we achieved.
Well, whatever challenges there were, you obviously overcame them, because the project's been really well received so far, and who knows where it's going to go from here, hopefully on to bigger and even better things. Thank you so much for taking time to join us today.
Thanks.
Enjoy the rest of the festival.
You too.
And, stick with us here on Avid social media channels for more great interviews. I think this was great, with editors here at Sundance, the 40th edition of Sundance. So stay tuned. See if I freeze to death.